Today is about living a life that matters. And we're in a special time of the year. I love this time of the year because, in my opinion, it's that one where we get to have that pause, that kind of pull back from the rigmarole. We get to analyze what we did last year and prepare for the things we're doing next year. And it's a great window of time to talk about how to live a life that matters, because all of us, our lives matter immensely. You may not know it at times. I'm just telling you all the time that we don't always realize it, but we are all someone to someone. It could be your kid, it could be your dog, it could be a friend, cousin, family, it could be the world, but you are someone to someone. So your life matters. I believe that we should first think about what the meaning of life is, right? If I'm going to live a life that matters, well, what gives my life meaning? And all of us have different areas that are meaningful pieces, but I believe that for me, the meaning of life is to live. To live as a verb. I think there is a window of time all of us experience, or a season where we sometimes just exist. We just are here. We're going through the motions. We call it the fog. Anybody ever had a fog go on? I can see your screens down there. Yeah, fog. And the fog is that time where, like, it's not that it's a long time. Sometimes it can be. You might be in it now. But it's that window when I'm kind of getting up and I'm just going through the motions. I'm just kind of getting up. I'm eating my breakfast and I go to work and I take my showers and I watch my shows and I go ahead and I feed the animals. I go to bed and I do it again and again and again. It becomes this window where, like, you're just kind of moving, but you're not at that livelihood of moving, right? You're not living. The moment that breaks it, or when sometimes, things change, is when you go and do something amazing. You decide to go hang gliding, take a trip to this place you've been looking at forever, go up in I don't know, you want to go skydive, maybe go race a race car at the local track. You go to a bowling league and join the league. There's something unique you do that you have this welling up of, like, wow, I feel alive. I think of all the aspects of life, that's a phenomenal way to frame what the meaning of life is to live this thing. Now, as we go into what matters, right? Because we talk about living a life that matters. I think there's something that I want to make sure we all are aware of. And that is that we don't live our lives alone. We all are aware of this, obviously, but we live our lives in community. We live our lives with other people. We are designed to be in connection to other people. In fact, when we are separate from humans, we actually don't have the same brain chemistry work. We don't operate the same. We operate completely different. There have been people that were secluded from humanity that were found that just didn't function properly, weren't at their fullest. So I say that to say that as this community of people we're in is the GrowthDay community, the people who are watching on Zoom, those who are watching out of the app, that's a community of people. You have your family, you have your community in your actual home area. There's a lot of different humans around us. And so when we're thinking about how we exist, we do know that we love these pockets of humans. And that's sometimes a gift and a curse. The gift is we get humanity. We love people. That I am alive right now in a great way because I get to come talk to you. I love doing this, to share, to speak. But I also realize that there are other aspects of humanity that come in that sometimes can be detrimental. And here's how they can be. When it comes to living a life that matters, you must make sure that you are not living your life for someone else's mattering. If you want to live a life that matters, it must matter to you. It can't be the thing that matters for somebody else. And here's why. At some point in time, you'll go, man, I didn't want to do that. It was what my family told me to do. It's what the media told me to do, what I saw some person online say to do. So I chased that rabbit and I got to the back end and go, I don't even want to be in this field. I don't want to do this. So I think the first part about living a life that matters has to go, well, what's your life supposed to matter for? What do you choose to matter for your life? Where do you want to end up giving time, giving energy, giving anything? And it's going to be outside the judgments of your community. It's why I led with that. I found that in my life, when I want to do things, my friends think I'm a crazy person. At one point, my best friend, Jason, he goes, I just want to let you know that, like, every group has a crazy friend. Bro, that's you. You're the crazy guy. He said this to me while I was sitting outside of my house when I had just got back with my ex-wife and I was about to move to Costa Rica. I'm dead serious. This is how my life transpired at one point. He goes, you're the weird friend, man. You do these weird things. And I go, well, why am I weird? He goes, hey, it's abnormal. People don't normally do this. And I go, well, I get that. But did you know the studies? It's a true one. The studies show in life, if they study people, that 50 plus, I think it was like 53% of people, if asked, are unhappy in their lives and their careers. So that's the normal. The majority is the normal. So I say, if that's the normal, I want to be abnormal, man. I want to do things that are out of the box and different. So I say to you, what could be outside the box and different? Keeping in mind these communities that you love, the biggest fear we sometimes have is being cast out of our tribe. to be different, to be living in a different space. If you've ever had something in your life you've done and people go, what are you doing? Raise your hand. Like, what are you, crazy? What's this GrowthDay app? You see, we got people raising their hand. We do things that are out of the box. They're out of the norm. They're not what we typically do. And people that are around us go, you're crazy. So we do one of two things. Option one, we go, you're right. And you tuck yourself back into that little box so you can feel comfortable around your people. But part of your soul just keeps hitting you going, no, don't do this. Get out of it. Come on, go do something. You go, but I don't want this person to not look at me, that way and to make fun of me. So I got to stay here. No, you have this battle and you have to get to the point of going, you know what? I know what I want to do for my life. I'm going to do this thing and I might get ostracized for it. I might stand out funky for it. And for me in my life, I've had moments where this has been a good example. I'm going to share them with you. The first moment I can look back to where I realized that I was different, doing things different, was when I was in college. And I was the guy who, my sophomore year of college, I had a son. He's actually now 18 years old, freshman year of college at the school he was born at, University of Oregon, where I went, my wife went. Kind of crazy. But here's the thing. I was this guy where at some point in time, and I've rarely told this story, I had someone in our family, my wife's family, and a teammate go, when they found out my wife was pregnant, they go, hey, you need to tell your girl to get an abortion. It's going to ruin your lives. Transparent, dead serious. So like, you need to tell your girl to get an abortion. This was one of my teammates. He had a daughter at the time. He goes, we were in front of the dumbbells in the weight room. He goes, hey, Trucks, man, I'm telling you, man, it's going to ruin your life. You got to get an abortion. I took it as I can't talk about this. That's not what I do, man. It's not in my faith. I'm not that kind of guy. And then it's same kind of concept happened on my wife's side of one of her family members. And so it's crazy as you have these people, and part of it, these are our teammates. This is my family. I don't want to be the person cast out of the tribe. So what I did is I made a decision. I go, I'm going to make my decision. I'm going to cast myself out from the tribe because I know what I want. I wanted to be a dad. I grew up in foster care. I couldn't wait for the moment to get back to a life in a way that was never given to me. So I was like, no, man, that's not my thing. And this kid has been amazing for life. Like I get to revel in all the awesome things he does. Can you imagine if I stayed with the pack? If I wanted to be small, stay in the tribe, I would have a son. So these things you find like they do this, right? Another time came to pass when I was in the NFL. I was in the NFL. At the time when I went to the NFL, I was one of a few guys on the team that was a man of faith. I'm gonna go to church. And so I wasn't a big person that would cuss a lot. And so I would say things like shoot or crap. Now, if you don't understand the NFL, it's a bunch of alpha men who they don't talk like that, right? So most of them got we'll say a little more vulgarities with the words they choose to use, but it wasn't my thing. And so I had these moments in my own environment with my teammates where like they go and Thanksgiving one year, I go to Thanksgiving and I wake up from like a turkey nap and no one's in the room. And I go, where's everybody at? The moms were upstairs. And they're in the basement. I open the basement, a cloud of smoke comes out of the basement. You know what kind of smoke we're talking about. I go down, I go, hey guys, they go, you wanna? I go, nah, man, it's not my thing. And I left. I actually left the Thanksgiving. And I say it because I knew for me what I wanted to be in, and I was okay with not being part of the crowd. And it was good for my life. It kept me anchored, kept me grounded. I knew who I was, but it wasn't always this way. I got to a point a little bit later where I had this gym business and I was doing my thing, running the gym business. And what I found was I had at one point in time lost sight of the tribe, lost sight of where I fit. I started doing other things. So I'm going to give you an example here of what happens when you sometimes go with the tribe and what can take place. I have a family at this moment in time. I'm out of the NFL. I've torn my shoulder. I'm home, and I'm getting to the point where I'm entering the world outside of my unit. I want to be the guy. I want to be the gym guy, right? So I have my unit, my family, my wife, they want me home. Hey, Anthony, I need you to be home. Don't leave so early in the morning. Can you come back earlier than you do at night? I was gone from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night. And I get to the point where I'm at this gym all day long. And again, my tribe wants me to be home. But I'm doing the thing where I'm going into a different tribe and expanding. So what it looks like is I want to be the guy, so I'm extending beyond, and I'm doing the things that would put me into a different tribe of the gym owners and the community and the business owners and entrepreneurs. And so I'm stretching away from this one, and what I'm doing is I'm entering into one, and I'm doing damage to my current space. I was actually not in line with what I should have been doing, which was be a good husband, be a good father, be present. I was stretching beyond that. And so what happens is ruin my life. The business falls apart. I end up getting divorced. Everything goes crazy. I spent at one point in time this window where I was divorced because this all took place. Again, I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I was entering a different space, and I got to this realm where I'm divorced for 3 years. And I wake up one time in 2016, I look in the mirror, I go, man, Aunt, I don't like who you are, man. You didn't do the thing that your heart knew you should have done. You didn't make the hard decision to stay in. You didn't want to be cast out from the entrepreneur and the business and the push and all the hustle bustle tribe. And in doing so, you entered that tribe and left this one here and you messed things up. It's your fault. You got to fix something. And so I realized I had to do some more things to get out of this tribe and enter back to the good one, we'll call it. So I exited the tribe by cutting people off, not going out and drinking and partying and hanging out anymore. I would just stay at my house and sit and stare at walls and ask myself questions. Sounds weird, but here was what the questions were. They were, hey, is this your dream? Because see, in some people's dream, it's this dream to do and be and create and all, right? But in my thing, like I've always wanted to be a dad and a husband. And I want to serve the world in the way that I can. That's my anchor. I don't got to be on TV shows and doing craziness. Like that doesn't really tickle my fancy personally. And when I'm going after someone else, the world's dream, I have never seemed to find that space of joy. When I went after my dream, when you go after what your dream is, your meaning, your purpose, you'll find some solidarity. You actually find vastly more success. So the idea is, where can you lean in and say, what is your meaning? What will matter for your life? What matters?
This can be your day for personal growth. This can be that day you committed to and you remember and you go, that was the day I got myself a community. I got better coaches. I committed to making my life the absolute best that I could. This is that day. Make today your growth day. Click the button on this page and sign up right now.